Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. I'm your host, Khalid Mohidin, and this is the podcast show where we talk about everything. We sit back, we relax, and I have a conversation with you guys. Let's change that graphic. So it's an opportunity for you guys to actually talk to us in the comment section and just have a chat about everything. I like to just sit back and relax and just enjoy what you guys have to say in the comment section and just have a chat with all of you. To the guys that have spoken to me, I can see delayed podcast just for the Man United game. Yes, it is a delayed podcast tonight because of the United game. Very big match today, and I'm actually very happy with the result. Obviously, would have liked the 3 points. I mean, I think anybody from United's point of view would have liked the 3 points. But now, just with the 1 point, I'm getting a little bit scared of City that's in great form. Hopefully, they can lose tonight. And just the brainer scores because of my fantasy team. But other than that, let's get into today. If you guys want to call into the show, this is your opportunity. I'm going to send you guys an invite right now so you can come and have a chat with me if you want to say anything to me. Please get involved with the super chat. Bottom right-hand corner, the $sign, just click on that and you can contribute. And then I'm forced to read out your comments on stream. There's the link for you guys if you want to join in on the show and come have a chat with me. As you can see, the headline today and the thumbnail today was all about Quinton de Kock. And I said, Quinton, my Quinton. So what I mean by that, I know it's very lame and very boring, and you must get used to these boring jokes from my side. But what I mean by that is talking about Quinton de Kock in general, about his captaincy, about Quinton de Kock maybe batting up the order, about Quinton de Kock's wicket keeping, and just have a random chat with you guys and see what you guys have to say, obviously, in the comment section. I'll just give my point of view first and foremost. I mean, I'm a big Quinton de Kock fan. I've always been a Quinton de Kock fan. When kind of he came onto the scene, that's when I really fell in love with his style of play, his amazing aggressive style of batting, attacking plan of batting. There's not a carefree, because it is with sometimes caution as well, but it was a very entertaining brand of cricket, and I love the way he bats. Now, talking about Test cricket and talking about Quinton, I think that a lot of people would agree with me and say that Quinton de Kock is our best batsman. If you look at him and you compare him to anybody else in our team, I think he has. Not only does he have the talent, but he also has performances under his belt. And I would say that he's currently probably South Africa's best batsman. And I feel that batting at number 7, this kind of stopped him maybe from scoring more centuries, especially if before, at the beginning of his career, of course, that would have stopped him back then. But I mean, when he took over the gloves initially, it was probably the perfect move for him, because I mean, it helps with him getting his eye in, and it helps with him getting that clinicalness behind the stumps. It really helps you with your batting as well, and a lot of keepers would say that. But I think that going forward now with Quinton de Kock aging, I mean, he's still young. I know that by all means he's still young. But I think that towards the end of his career, maybe batting at number 4 is maybe a good opportunity for him to be able to become that key batsman for South Africa. Now, I know that Mark Boucher's moved him to 5, which I also think is quite a good position for him. And we can't really judge him just based on a couple of games now. I don't think that that's a good way of judging him and saying that, no, because he's at 5, that's why he's batting poorly. Because that's actually not the case. If you look at Quinton de Kock, majority of his runs came and when he scored big centuries, it often was at a time when South Africa had a batting collapse, or they struggled to get runs at the top of the order. So by the time he came in to bat, with regards to when the overs were and where the overs were at the time, when he came in, it was often a collapse. So he was kind of batting as a number 5, number 4, number 5 anyway. And we know that Quinton has battled. I see Werner Erasmus is giving us the stats here. Keep it coming, guys. Keep the stats coming. But he says Quinny has scored 5 of his 100s at 7. But I hope it will really stamp his authority at 5. And that's true. And now we all think that he will. And I think that it's not because he's batting at 5 that he never played well against Sri Lanka. I think there's a lot of other things, maybe the captaincy, maybe weighing him on him a little bit. And other things that maybe weighed on him. He just maybe didn't have a good time at the crease. And I think the first time he went, he was when he was dismissed by Saranga, it was just a good delivery that he went out to. He looked like he wanted to bat and he had the intent to come out and bat. And then the second time around, really, you can say that South Africa were kind of in the dominant position already, so so it's tough to maybe assess it and talk about it in that way. He should have batted better, obviously, in the second test, but yeah, those things happen, and we're going to have to see how he bats in Pakistan. Of course, I think that this is the opportunity for him to really step up and show his class. And if they're going to bat him at 5, I think that's fine. Between 5 and 4, I don't think he needs to go further up than 5. I don't want him to go lower than 5 either. I think he should. 5 is a perfect position for him right now, I feel. We can talk about the captaincy, but I think we all know, and that's because Mark Boucher obviously said it over and over again, that he's going to be the captain until we find a suitable replacement. He's obviously waiting for some guys to get to put their foot down and get used to the game plans and get themselves on the score sheet more regularly, because I think that they're going to be looking at a batsman, obviously someone in their top 5, top 6. So it's probably maybe looking at a guy like Aiden or Temba to maybe take the team forward for a couple of years, but they're waiting for those guys to actually stamp their authority in the team and get some momentum going before they switch the captaincy. The funny thing about Quinton is that Quinton actually said in his first press conference as a captain for the test side that captaining the test side is actually easier than captaining in the limited overs, because he has more time to make decisions and he has more time to think things through, which is quite an interesting point that he made. How good is Quinton de Kock's captaincy? We can't call him Quinton de Cap now. I mean, Quinton de Kock's captaincy, I would say that it's very harsh to judge him right now. I think only 2 tests in. There's been patches within matches that he's been really good. Like, I think the way he utilized his Vian Mulder throughout the test series was excellent, and as well as Lutus Opamla. Now, obviously, the one place that you can really say that maybe you can criticize him for the way he played Lutus Opamla in the first test. Maybe that wasn't a good idea to put so much pressure on a youngster coming in his maiden after all that media scrutiny. But on the flip side, then Quinton showed his trust in the youngsters and showed his trust in Lutus Opamla. But maybe telling him, look, you take this ball, prove everybody wrong. Now, it didn't go well for him at the moment, at the beginning. But bringing him back when he did was a perfect move by the captain. And I think that he made some good moves throughout the games and etc. That we can say that there's patches that he really captained the game well. I'm not a big fan of a keeper being captain because I feel like the bowlers need instructions from the captain directly, and you can't wait over because especially with this new over rate rule where you slow down the overs, you need to speed up the overs, etc. Quinton de Kock actually walking up to the bowlers every single time to speak to him mid-overs, etc. It's going to be tricky to do that all the time, and it will slow down the over rate a lot. And then he's going to have to send instructions through from Temba and from Faf and those guys to go speak, or Rassi is in the slips normally. But they're going to have to speak to those guys in the field. Maybe Temba Bavuma has to go up to the bowler and speak to the bowler on Quinton's behalf. And I'm not really normally very keen on that. I mean, my thing was always, if they were going to make Quinton captain, they need to let him drop the gloves and maybe bat 5 or 4 and field in a position that he can maybe speak to the bowlers and can be in the bowlers' ears all the time, because we need that, especially with this young and experienced bowling lineup. But then again, we have to accept and respect the decision made right now. And because personally, I see Irsan said it in the comments over here, but I would agree with this point. I would have made Algar captain and just as a stopgap, because I mean he was vice captain under Faf, and I just think that he's one of those guys that are first names on the team sheets in no matter where we play, and he would lead from the front, I feel, because of his gritty nature and his fighting spirit that he has. So I think that Ihsan, I agree with you on that one. Could have given Algo the captain, the armband, of course. Let's look at some of the other comments over here, guys. If you want to get involved with the super chat, then get involved with that right now, please, and help us support us. The $ in the bottom right hand corner, you can just click on that. If you guys want to call on the stream, I have put the the link in the live stream. I will post it once again. If you guys also want to become a Patreon and a patron today and support us and keep us the lights on here at Cricket Fanatics Magazine, then click on the link in this description and you in the live chat, and you can help us. And it's also in the description as well. You can become a patron today. Bad Panda saying over here that Quinton needs to start averaging 45 plus. Very difficult to do that if you're also a keeper and the captain. It's very true. I agree with that statement, and that's why I would like to see maybe bat up the order. Marcelino de Kock, I hope are you related to de Kock? Maybe you can say yes or no. I was watching the Sri Lanka versus England game. The pitch looked deadly on day 4. Do you think the same thing will happen in Pakistan? Now, there's a lot. I've spoken to quite a bit of people in Pakistan and the locals over there, and they tend to say that the Pakistan wickets aren't as spinner friendly as you would say the Sri Lanka pitches are. Now, particularly Rawalpindi, they say that it's more seamer friendly. With regards to Karachi, they do say that it's a very good batting track and a very flat track. So maybe the spinners will come into action over there. We don't know how dusty it will be though. So over the years in Pakistan, a lot of the fast bowlers obviously stood out over the years. Reverse swing also played a major part. Waka Yunus and so many other great bowlers down the lines that were excellent at the reverse swing, and Shoaib Akhtar and so many others. So you have to look at it and see who in the South African team can really produce this type of reverse swing bowling. Now we have KG at the moment that can really do that, and he's shown some excellence in the past, and he's been quite deadly with the reverse swing ball. So I'm happy that KG is back into the mix, because I really want to see KG play. Who doesn't want to see KG play every single game? So amazing to watch, such an amazing cricketer, so much character, so much passion. I love it. And I don't want KG to change ever. I know there are a lot of people who are like, yeah, he needs to change because he's getting team merits for his passion. We need that Protea fire in the team, and we need to a guy that cares about this game 100% to move us forward. So yeah, I don't think we're going to see something similar as in Pakistan. We've got Dex over here saying Quinton is modern Adam Gilchrist, an asset for the Proteas. Other teams dream to have a player like him at number 5, and I think number 5 is a nice position for him. I have to say so that I agree with that. I like him at number 5. It's really awesome to see him over there. Get involved with the super chat, guys, please. I'm not asking you once again. Thoughts on Marco Jansen getting his call up. Now, I'm very happy for Marco Jansen, because this is exactly what I was talking about. I said, if you're going to bring up guys into the team as backups or etc., they're most likely not going to play. Then bring up the youngster if you have the option. I'll rather see a youngster come in here and get some experience, learning from the other guys, learning from the likes of KG Rabada, who he doesn't get to play with for his franchise, of course. Only gets to, and doesn't really get to play against them either in franchise cricket. So it's nice to be in the dressing room with them and obviously see how they perform in net sessions, how they prepare. Maybe he can get some tips. But I think Marco Jansen will mainly be a net bowler. I think he's brought up to be that for, and I think Otniel Batman was also brought up to this give the guys some extra good competitive practice in the nets. And also because he's a left bowling option, and the Pakistanis have quite a few left bowlers in the team, so it's a good to have a left bowler that they can practice against, and obviously practice in the nets against. That's what I think Marco Jansen is there for. Now Marco, very talented. His brother as well, his twin brother is also Dwan Jansen, also very good. That plays for the Knights. And they're almost like the same player. I think their personalities is basically different. I would like to see obviously Dwan Jansen play a lot more for the Knights. We will get to see him because he's still very young, just like Marco. But Marco is a very, very talented player, and it's good to have that height that he has coming in at our batsman, obviously left-hander. It's good to have Aiden Markram face them. Obviously the likes of our openers especially, to get that practice. So I'm chuffed for Marco because he'll learn a lot. Yes, mostly Pakistan pitches used to be flat all those years ago, but as it is in winter in our part of the world, including Pakistan, the new red ball should swing. Very interesting. A lot of swing bowling maybe that's taken into account here. I would like to see how Aiden plays against the swing bowling again. He batted so beautifully against Stark and those guys when he scored those 2 centuries against when Australia faced South Africa. The ball was swinging and reverse swinging very well, especially in Durban. It was swinging around a lot. And I mean, Mitchell Stark was excellent in that particular match in Durban so long time ago. So I think that Aiden has it covered. Obviously, Pakistan have very talented bowlers, and I would really like to see what they are capable. I think it's going to be a very exciting test. I'm very excited also for the reviews because we're going to have some awesome special guests from Pakistan themselves to come chat to us on our review shows. So, guys, you must please tune into those as well and support us with super chats and become a patron so you can get some updates and special benefits. The links are all in the description. For the super chat, you can just go to the bottom right-hand corner. And I'm forced to read your comment on the screen. Right now, I just feel like reading your comments on the screen right now, and I'll choose the ones that I feel like it. Maybe not all of them. It depends how much time we have. I think Marco would have been very surprised at the call-up. He's probably very excited, and it will be a great learning opportunity just being around the squad. And that's very true because, I mean, there's no better place to learn than from the international players. And you'll learn a lot more being there and learning from Charles Langeveld as well will be excellent for him. And that's also to the other guys. I want to see if Charles has worked on Anrich and them with regards to reverse swing bowling. I would like to see if he's done that because we saw some in-swinging Yorkers from Anrich in the IPL, which were excellent. But I wonder if they've worked on a lot of reverse swing. It will be interesting to see what Charles has up his sleeve with regards to the bowling attack. I mean, me personally, if I'm going to play a spinner and if there's going to be a spinning track, obviously going to have to wait and see the conditions on the day and then select the team accordingly, or the day before. So we're going to have to obviously see what the wickets are like. But if they pick a second spinner, I would like to ask you guys that because we had a conversation about this. Who would you drop? I personally would drop Lungi Ngidi and not a all-rounder, not Vian Mulder, if we're going to go with the extra spinner. Now, a lot of people say they prefer Shamsi because of the variety. I would go for the extra batter, and I would go for George Linder. So let me know what you guys think. Who would you drop if you're going to bring an extra spinner, and which spinner would you play? Jagannath says, almost like Juggernaut. Jagannath says, I really don't know why we are still harping on Alga as captain. To become a captain first, he should have permanent place in the team, which I'm not still sure about Alga, as he always flattened to deceive. I don't agree on that. I think Alga's been a soldier for South Africa. One of our best batsmen, if you look at the stats. He might not look pretty on the eye, but he battles and battles. And I think that's the quality that we need for someone like Aiden Markram to really shine. I think Alga's the best possible candidate for that. Yes, I know there's guys like Eddie Moore that are looking to get into the team. There's guys like maybe Grant Rulofson, Yaraman Malan, Peter Malan, those gritty, tough type of cricketers. Any of them will actually suit Aiden Markram's game. But I just feel that Aiden and Alga have an amazing chemistry and understanding and friendship that they always have each other's back, apart from the once when Alga ran out Aiden in the game against Bangladesh. I was so upset that game when that happened. But anyway, those things happen, and you could see how distraught Dean Alga was. He really beat himself up because of that. Which test player will return to SA after Pakistan test series for preparation for series against Australia? I think it would most likely be I think of the squad. Dean Alga will probably come back. Aiden will most likely come back, I think. I don't think that we're going to give him an opportunity in the T20s. We'll play. Vian Mulder might come back, I think. I think they're thinking of him for ODIs and Test cricket. All the bowlers will play. Spinner, I think Maharaj will stay. They might just keep Aiden actually in the squad just as an extra, just in case. To be honest, I think the rest will all be involved. Majority of them actually, if I look at the team. Lutus Pamla will probably still stick around as well. So I don't see a lot of them coming back. I think Quinton, test captain because his future. Alga is the leading run scorer amongst all test openers since 2016. His spot is definitely not in question, and I agree with you. Thank you for the stats to back that up. Did Neil McKenzie travel with the team to Pakistan? No, he did not. He always play well in first test of every series and then fades away. Also, he gets out sometimes to stupid shots. It's unexpected after doing all the hard work. I think a lot of batsmen actually do that. Yeah, he needs to fine tune certain things, of course, but he's an excellent batsman. I can't not give Dean Algo the praise that he deserves. I mean, he gave South Africa the awesome start in both tests. King Peterson was supposed to play against Sri Lanka, but became ill. Do you think he'll get a go in Pakistan? Now, he's part of the squad. I wonder. That will be the interesting thing. Because if they bring in Keegan Peterson, they'll probably have to drop Timba Bavuma. I think that's the only person that they would drop for him. I don't think that they'll drop Rassi, which is the interesting one. If they do drop Rassi, it will be a massive statement because I think that it needs to be, this is the breakthrough season for Rassi, the breakthrough series for Rassi. He needs to really perform because there's a lot of number threes knocking on the door that are younger than him. There we go. They're saying this will be the breakthrough season, the breakthrough series for Rassi in this. Quinton gets rated as one of the best clubmen in the world at the moment. So if he has to give a one role up, it must be the captaincy. If it is between the two, I will probably say the captaincy first, yes. But based on what they've spoken about in the press conferences, doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. If Issa win the toss, bat first because PK come to New Zealand. It will be all dependable on the conditions, to be honest. If it's a flat track, I will just want to bury them. Score bat first, score as much runs as possible, and then just put the pressure on them with the ball. I think it would be better to drop in Guinea and play Linda, especially with the current pace being similar to Mulder now. The frontline pace should come back too. Why is David Miller not there for T20? A guy who has the fastest 100 in T20s. They haven't picked the T20 squad yet. That's why. They've only released a test squad. Some of those guys will remain, yes, for the T20s, but they haven't picked the squad yet. August 33, yeah, he is. I'm looking at maybe 1 or 2 more seasons from Algo. We need to blood in the next opener after that. Sal Ev is currently the squad. I don't know what you guys think of Sal Ev. I don't know how many of you guys actually watched him play domestic cricket. I've watched him play quite a few games. He's a very, very composed guy, very calm guy at the crease. On a flat pitch that might take a spin later, we don't need an extra batsman. Then I would bring in Linda for batsman, Pavuma or Rassi. I wouldn't do that. On a pace-friendly pitch, I wouldn't play the second spinner. For the variation, I'll rather play Shamsi. If you're not going to play the extra batsman, I'll keep Pavuma. I know you love him, but could South Africa play Calvarena as a keeper? I think they should, to be honest. It's best keeper in the country, in my opinion. I actually think he's better as a keeper than Quinton de Kock. Now, you guys can hate me for that and can have a go at me and say that I'm totally crazy, but I'm talking about with his technique. For example, when Quinton de Kock does a lot of diving on the field, a lot of jumping high, his positioning as a keeper, I don't really think that he's a better positioner as a keeper with regards to Calvarena. He often doesn't dive a lot for catches because he does the double step. He often puts himself in good positions to catch the ball without having to put pressure on himself with diving, because diving is a massive risk. You can always dive and then your hand can drop and the ball pops out. So Carl has this double step that he does to keep himself in shape, and he knows exactly where to stand on the pitch. I think his reading of the game is excellent, and I think his glove work is phenomenal. That also because of his wicketkeeper, Ezra Poole. I think that helps him as well because he's had one of the best wicketkeeper coaches in the country. I would say the best wicketkeeping coach in the country. In Ezra Poole helping him out. Funny enough, guys, if you guys are wicket keepers and you know any kids that are wicket keepers, we have a free wicket keeping course actually called the Wicket Keeping Academy, Ezra Poole's Wicket Keeping Academy. He's giving online courses for you guys to do it in your backyard. So even during COVID, you won't have an issue. You can just go ahead and practice your wicket keeping. You can look for the adverts. It's all over there. You can go to Ezra Poole, wicketkeepingacademy.com, and you will find it. So that's some excellent things for you guys. You can practice in your backyard with a friend or a family member. Will Cullis come back as a batting coach against Australia? We do not know. Boucher spoke highly of him wanting him back, and they were sad about not having Jacques Cullis, but money's going to talk with Jacques Cullis, I feel. It's up to the administration to decide whether they want him back or not. That's how it's going to be. If CSA decides, yes, we want you back, then they'll bring him on. I think as a consultant, because he's currently a consultant, we mustn't forget that. So Jacques Cullis has put himself out there as a consultant. So if a team needs him and pays him good money, he'll go as a consultant. So the same for South Africa. He's not a batting coach per se that will get a contract and be the designated batting coach of the team. He prefers to be a consultant that is paid for when he's needed. I don't know why people talk about dropping Rassie from the test side. He's one of the pillars of the Proteas batting at all formats, and I agree with you there. But I was just saying that if they were thinking of dropping anybody, the straight swap would be obviously Keegan Petersen for Rassie. I think Rassie needs an extended run. He's shown some class every single time he plays, and I think he's the perfect guy if we have a collapse at the top of the order, coming in there and solidifying the team. I think Markram, Quinton de Kock, KG, Nokia, Faf, Calvarena, Bavuma, Maharaj should return to SA and let a younger side get his chance in T20 because SA need their main players to play Test cricket. Good in theory, but with us preparing for a World Cup, I think they want to play their best players as much as they can so that we can get some momentum leading into the World Cup that we obviously want to win. Subair, Hamza, Okigya, number 3, and Rassie at 4 when Faf is done in future. Hope Faf is there longer though. Yeah, Faf is so fit. I think that he can last a lot longer than people realize. He's the type of guy that he keeps very fit, and I think that he can really go for longer. I just want to see Faf as that anchor in that team for experience, man, until we find some solidity in that top order from 1 to 4, some consistency over there. Then Faf can obviously give his spot up to a younger guy to come in. But I want him to breed those youngsters in, put them into the squads already, let them learn from the guy like Faf du Plessis and Keen Elgo, of course. Let Rassie, Verreynne, Jansen and others play in the T20. I'm not so sure about Jansen in the T20 quite yet. If they're going to go for any youngster in the T20 setup, I would like to take a guy like Gerald Coetzee, who's very quick and very dangerous. Lifa and Tanzi as well, I would like to see come into the setup at some time. But I think right now they're going to try to pick their most experienced and their best team for the T20s. I think that's their mindset. They might be still looking for that number 6 position to fill that spot, a big hitter that clear the boundary. But other than that, I think they kind of settled on, they'll probably settle on a similar team that they played against England, even though I don't necessarily agree with it. Do the Proteas play any warm-up matches to play along themselves? Is there any batting coach traveled? There's no batting coach traveled. I'm not so sure about the warm-up matches. I think they might be playing inter-squad warming matches, maybe. I don't, obviously because of COVID and everything. Can the Proteas play Kyle for Temba? They could. They could do so. I don't think Temba Bavuma, like a lot of people might think that Temba Bavuma is getting picked because of quota system, because of the Black African quotas, but it's not the case because you only need 2 Black Africans playing at all times. So over the season, it will be interesting. I think Kyle would be the best replacement. If they decide to replace Temba, I think Kyle would be the perfect option. He plays that role exceptionally well for the Cobras. but he bats a little higher. But I'm talking about when wicket collapses and having to pull teams out of trouble. Kyle plays that excellently. Temba Bavuma and Tesozi as same color in my quota. Yes, Temba Bavuma and Tesozi are both Black African players. They count as Black African players, so they'll be the same in the quotas. Reinhardt for Australia series. Oh, that will be excellent. I would love that. I would love that. Do you know why Jero Kutsi is not playing in the Momentum Cup? Is he injured again? Yes, he is injured again. That's what I've heard. So we'll have to wait and see him get back. You see, he's someone that has to really be managed properly. I hope Alan Donald can sort that out and help him out to get over those injuries, because he gets so many injuries in his career, so young. Maybe he must just slow it down a little bit and get some momentum and play for consistently at a certain pace, just lowering down his pace a little bit to get his rhythm back and strengthen, and then he can go, because he's still young, he's still growing. How's Reinhardt's finger doing? The last time I spoke to Reinhardt, I messaged him and I asked him how his finger's doing. He said his recovery is going well, but he's not going to be playing in the Momentum Cup, unfortunately. If they drop Bavuma for KP, where would Rassie bat? Maybe they will drop Rassie too and bring in Kyle. Rassie would bat probably at 4, if I think of it. And then they'll just drop everybody down. Faf at 5, we normally used to bat. We batted most of his career. And then obviously have Quinton at 6. I think that would be the most logical option. And remember that Vian Mill at number 7, he still needs to get into his rhythm in batting in Test cricket, because he's a very good batsman. I think CSM must appoint Carlos as batting consultant for series against only Australia, India, England. For the rest of the teams, Neil McKenzie is enough. Interesting. Are you basing that on his career stats against those teams? Because his career stats were obviously excellent against those teams. So we've spoken about a lot today, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show. It's a little bit shorter than per usual. I don't have a guest on the show with me today, or co-host on the show with me today, so it's obviously a lot shorter than per usual. I just want to talk you guys head off for an hour. You don't want to see me for an hour. I don't think. If you guys want to, then you guys can join our Patron and let me know that you want to. There's going to be a lot of benefits, guys. So this is why I want you to sign up for the Patreon. Because when you sign up for the Patreon, we will give you guys exclusive content. So there are certain things that we will release only to our Patreons, dependable on what tier you sign up for. If you sign up for the most expensive tier, the highest tier, we will give you exclusive Q&A shows that only you guys will see, and it will only be released after the live show. So it will be a show directly to you guys, only for you guys, and then it will be uploaded to the channel afterwards. So that will be an awesome opportunity for you, for you to get exclusive content and shout outs on all our channel. You can get a special shout out to you in our magazine as well if you take the highest tier. So go have a look at the different tiers. If you guys have a small business, or you know anybody that has a small business, we've just opened up a business Patreon as well. So because we are 100% bootstrapped, and all of this is obviously being funded by ourselves, and we don't have any major sponsor yet because we're building up towards that. This is an opportunity for you guys to come on this journey with us. Cricket Fanatics Magazine is yours too. So keep this alive and join us on this. I'll take one more question, and that is Marco Mare, T20. I think Marco Mare, T20, Youth, Quinton Open, because Marco really first 6 over, also Marco strong. Marco Mare, I would like to see him in the setup. I think he's that number 6 we're actually looking for. I know he's also good. He can bat up, maybe up forward as well, but Marco Mare is very strong. A very, very clean backup. Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click that notification bell for all future videos. Also, don't forget to download the latest issue of this magazine. Like, comment, share, subscribe as per usual, but also subscribe to our magazine. It's absolutely free. The link is on the screen in the description. As I mentioned earlier, please support us by going and signing up to our Patreon. It will be an awesome opportunity for you guys to join this journey with us. Go to cricketfanaticsmag.com for all updates. And if you have a business, or you know anybody that has a business and you're looking to make sales online, even if your business is offline, there's a free tutorial on this channel, and the link is in the description. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks a lot for watching. And we'll see you guys again tomorrow with a daily show. Take care, everyone.